If you've been thinking about starting YouTube, but every time you try to figure it out, it just feels like too much. You know what I mean? Too many steps, too many things that you feel like you're supposed to already know. This video is going to make it feel a lot simpler because by the end of this, you're going to understand what actually matters and what doesn't, and how to start without feeling overwhelmed. I'm going to be upfront with you about something before we even get into it. This video is not going to be a tutorial. I'm not going to walk you through every button in YouTube Studio or tell you the perfect posting schedule or give you a 10-step system for going viral. There are plenty of videos like that already. And honestly, when I was starting, those videos made things worse, not better, because every tutorial I watched gave me more things to learn before I felt ready to begin. And I was never ready. I just kept learning and never starting. So this is a different kind of video. This is me telling you what it actually felt like, what actually helped, and what I wish someone had said to me when I was exactly where you are right now. When people talk about starting YouTube, they usually talk about cameras, editing software, thumbnails, and algorithms. And those things matter eventually, but that's not what stopped me from starting. And I don't think that's what's stopping you either. What stopped me was something quieter than that. It was decision fatigue. That feeling of opening a new tab to learn one thing and finding 15 more things that you apparently need to know before you can do the first thing. It was overthinking, replaying the same question over and over. What should my first video even be about? Without ever answering it. It was trying to learn a whole new language, CTR, SEO, thumbnails, end screens, monetization. I didn't know what any of it meant. And every video I watched assumed that I knew. And it was that specific feeling of watching someone explain something on YouTube and feeling like everyone in the comments already understands except you. And you wonder, maybe you're just not the kind of person who figures this stuff out. I want to say something directly to that feeling. You are not less capable. You aren't too old. You're just learning something new as an adult, which is genuinely harder than learning as a kid. Not because your brain doesn't work, because you're doing it without the luxury of just absorbing it over years the way younger people did. You're learning deliberately, and deliberate learning is harder. It just is. That's not a you problem. That's just the reality. And once I stopped measuring myself against people who grew up surrounded by this technology, and I started just focusing on what I needed to learn today, something shifted. I remember sitting at my kitchen table with about 12 YouTube tabs open. One was about how to set up a channel. One was about what camera I should buy. One was about how to edit. Another was how to write a title, what hashtags were. One was about algorithms, and I hadn't recorded a single second of video yet. And that's the trap. Almost everyone falls into it. You think that if you just learn enough first, starting will feel less scary, but it doesn't work that way. The learning doesn't reduce the fear. It just delays the start. Here's what I eventually understood. And it sounds simple, but it genuinely changed everything for me. You don't need to understand YouTube. You just need to understand your next step. Not the whole journey, not the whole system, just the next step. What is the one thing you need to do today to move 1 inch forward? Maybe it's just recording something on your phone and watching it back. Maybe it's creating a YouTube account. Maybe it's writing down 3 topics you could talk about. One step, that's all. Because here's the thing about YouTube, or really any skill you're learning later in life, you don't need to understand all of it to start. You just need to understand enough to begin. And the rest reveals itself as you go. The single most useful thing I discovered in my first few months wasn't a camera or an editing program. It was ChatGPT. And I want to be specific about how I used it, because I don't mean I used it in some complicated technical way. I would literally type things like, what are the steps to upload a YouTube video for the first time? And it would give me a clear numbered list. Step 1, step 2, step 3. And I printed it out and I kept it next to my laptop. So when I sat down to upload a video, I didn't have to remember anything or watch another tutorial. I just looked at my printed list and I followed the next step. That alone removed so much overwhelm because the overwhelm really isn't about YouTube being complicated. It's about trying to hold too many things in your head at once while also trying to perform on camera and trying not to look stupid. Your brain has too many jobs. ChatGPT just took one of those jobs away. I also used it for things like I'm making a YouTube video about starting YouTube after 50. Can you suggest 10 possible titles? And it would give me a list. I wouldn't use any of them exactly, but seeing 10 options unstuck me every time. Or how do I write a YouTube description that helps people find my video? And it would explain simply and tell me exactly what to include. If you haven't tried using ChatGPT as a learning companion, not a magic answer machine, just a patient explainer, I genuinely think it'll change how manageable this feels. The free version is completely fine to start with. You don't need to pay anything. Here's something small that made a surprisingly big difference for me. When you film on your phone, if you use the back camera, the main camera, the one that takes better quality video, you can't see yourself. The screen faces away from you. So you're just sitting there hoping that you're in the frame, hoping that the lighting looks okay, hoping that there isn't something weird behind you. And that uncertainty makes you tense. And tense is exactly what you do not want to be on camera. I started using my Apple Watch to solve this. So when you're recording on your iPhone, the Apple Watch shows you a live preview of what the camera sees. So I could glance at my wrist and see, am I centered? Is the lighting okay? Is the background clean? Can you see that pile of laundry in the corner? It sounds small, but it removed one more source of uncertainty. And on camera, confidence comes from having fewer things to worry about. Anything you can do to reduce the mental load is worth doing. If you don't have an Apple Watch, a simple mirror, maybe propped up near your phone, works too. Or I used to film a few seconds, stop, check the playback, adjust, record again. The point is to not spend your entire recording session wondering if you're even in the frame. Editing was the thing I was most afraid of before I started. It sounded technical and complicated, and it sounded like something you needed to go to school for. Here's what I actually do. I use iMovie. It came free on my Mac, and my entire editing process is two things. I cut out the mistakes, trim the beginning and end so it doesn't start with me fumbling with the camera or end with me walking toward the camera to turn it off. That's it. In the beginning, I didn't use music or fancy transitions. No text flying in from the side, no color correction. I just removed the mistakes. I trimmed the ends and I was done. And I want to say something about why I made that decision intentionally rather than out of laziness. Fancy editing takes time, and time spent editing is time not spent making the next video. And at the beginning, the most important thing you can do is make more videos, not more polished videos, because every video teaches you something. It teaches you about how to speak on camera, about what topics connect with people, about your rhythm, about what you actually enjoy making. You learn that by making videos, not by making one perfect video. So give yourself permission to keep it simple. iMovie is free, it works, and you don't need anything more than that to start. This is the question I get most often from people who are thinking about starting. What do I even talk about? And I want to give you the exact framework that I use because it's genuinely simple and it works. Ask yourself this. What do I know now that I wish I had known a month ago or 6 months ago, maybe a year ago? Because whatever you went through to learn the thing that you know now, someone else is going through that right now. They're sitting where you're sitting. They have the same questions that you had. They feel the same confusion that you felt. And you can help them, not because you're an expert, because you just went through it. I am not an expert in AI. I'm not an expert in YouTube. I'm just someone who figured out how to use ChatGPT as a complete beginner at 55, and I made a video about it. And people watched it because they were in the same place I had been. Your experience, the specific path you walked to figure something out, that is content. It doesn't need to be polished or expert level. It just needs to be honest and useful. So think about the last thing you figured out that was hard, the last time you learned something new and thought, I really wish someone had explained this more simply. That's a video. Here's something nobody tells you about posting your first video. The view count is going to be low, like really low. For a while, my first videos got almost no views, and I had to make a deliberate decision about what that meant. Because your brain wants to turn a low view count into evidence. Evidence that maybe you're not good enough, that nobody cares, that you should stop. But here's what's actually happening when your early videos get low views. YouTube doesn't know who you are yet. It doesn't know who to show your videos to. It's essentially testing you with a small group of people, showing your thumbnail to maybe a few hundred viewers and waiting to see if those people click and watch. The way YouTube learns who to send your videos to is by seeing patterns, like what topics do you make, who watches, how long do they stay. It builds a picture of you and your audience over time, and that picture takes time to develop. And it requires more than one or two videos to develop it. The creators who make this work are not the ones that had instant success. They're the ones who kept posting when the view counts were low. They treated early videos like practice rather than proof of anything. Your first 10 videos aren't your channel. They're you learning how to make your channel. And I promise the difference between video 1 and video 10 is significant. Not just in quality, in how you feel on camera, how comfortable you are with the process, in how much more you can clearly understand what you're trying to say. But you can only get to video 10 by making videos 1 through 9. Let me tell you the 3 things I hear most often from people who are thinking about starting and they haven't yet. The first one is, I need a better camera first. You don't. Your phone records beautiful video. The difference between phone footage and professional camera footage is not what's stopping people from watching your videos. What stops people from watching is a weak title, an uninteresting thumbnail, or content that doesn't speak directly to what they care about. None of those things are going to be solved by a better camera. The second one is, I need to feel confident first. This one I understand because I felt it too, but it works backwards from how you think it works. Confidence doesn't come before you start. It comes from starting. Every video you post, even the imperfect ones, maybe especially the imperfect ones, builds something in you, a quiet knowing that you can do this, that you survived the uncomfortable thing, that it didn't break you. You don't wait for confidence. You do the uncomfortable thing and confidence follows. The third one is, I need to have everything figured out first. You don't. Nobody does. The YouTubers you watch who seem like they have it all figured out, they didn't when they started either. They figured it out by doing, and you will too. I want to tell you something that I genuinely believe and that I don't hear people say enough. There has never been a better time to be an older creator on YouTube. YouTube's recommendation engine is actively pushing small creator videos to new audiences. Videos from channels with only a few hundred subscribers are reaching tens of thousands of people because YouTube found the right match between the content and the viewer. At the same time, there's so much content being made right now that real, honest human voices stand out more than ever. The polished AI-generated stuff is everywhere. The authentic personal story, the real person sharing real experience, that cuts through. And here's the specific opportunity for you. There are not enough creators over 50 on YouTube, not enough people speaking to the experience of learning new things later in life. Not enough honest voices just saying, this is hard and confusing and scary, and I'm doing it anyway. That gap is real, and it's yours to fill if you want it. The people who need what you have to share are searching for it right now. They're typing questions into YouTube that you could be answering. They're looking for someone who gets it, who understands what it feels like to be starting something new at this stage in life. That person is you. If you decide to show up, I'm going to leave you with something concrete, not a 10-step system, just what to do this week. Day 1, create your YouTube account if you haven't already. Just the account, nothing else. Day 2, open ChatGPT and type this. I want to start a YouTube channel. I'm over 50 and I want to talk about, insert your topic there. What should my first video be about? Read what it says. Write down any ideas that feel right. Day 3, record something. Not a finished video, just you talking to your phone camera for 2 or 3 minutes about something you know. Don't post it, just record it and watch it back. Day 4, do it again. A little more comfortable this time. Day 5, decide if you're going to post one of those. If yes, keep it simple. Your phone, decent light, maybe from a window in front of you, somewhere reasonably quiet. That's all you need. That's the whole week, 5 days. No camera to buy, no software to learn, no course to take. Just start. If you've been overthinking your first video, I made something that might help. It's just a simple one-page guide that walks you through exactly what to do first. No overwhelm, just a clear starting point. The link is in the description. And if this video helped you, or if you're in the middle of figuring this out right now, drop a comment below and tell me where you are. I have a feeling you're closer than you think. I'll see you in the next one.